signs, gates, and fences are the hardest wood items to make with the crafter. Well, this just got fixed by me and a friend, just for bamboo. The 3 builds for crafting bamboo signs, gates, and fences. And they all use a splitter that I showcased in a previous video. The first and honestly easiest recipe for you to craft is the fence. That's because it can basically be split in half, where you produce 1 set of planks, which happens to be crafted with 1 recipe, and then a single stick, which again is 1 recipe. And that can easily be repeated. So how this guy works is we have this top sorter where we split off 11 items. The first 2 are going to be used in your stick, and these ones are the actual ones held, and then the rest go into your overflow, which is 9, allowing you to craft the block and then the plank. The droppers exhibit the same behavior as instant dropper lines, so we're able to use 1 redstone pulse to fire both of them and do both crafts. The same system also triggers your stick crafter here, and all of that is controlled by this little circuit here using a subtraction circuit off of the signal strength of the stick crafter that then triggers all 3. Those flow down into this crafter, which is your actual sign crafter, and that has a little smart system right here. The more complicated of these is going to be your gate crafter. The gate crafter is only complex because this recipe actually can't be split in 2. At first glance, it looks like it could be, but here's the problem. If you're using just the bamboo recipes, it takes 1 recipe to craft a single stick, 1 recipe to craft the 2 planks, which means that you need the sticks to be crafted 4 times, as compared to the planks being crafted once. So you had to make a somewhat more complicated circuit that actually uses a red coder to sequence which hopper lines are active flowing into our main crafter during each part of the recipe. I'll give a little bit more explanation as we go along this build though. So you start off with splitting off 17 items. This is enough to actually trigger the full recipe for the planks. 1 of those is going to go down into this crafter here. That is your bamboo block, which gets crafted into planks. And then you're going to get 16 that flows into this large chest. And this is a smart 2A splitter. So only split when there are 2 items inside of it. And 8 of those items are going to go down into this crafter, which crafts our bamboo block. And that'll allow for, with the 1 from before, to make 9. And then the other 8 will go into this crafter that makes our sticks, and the sticks go out into this second smart 2A splitter, and those flow down into this chest here where we split between our 2 lines. So the crafting recipe can be split into 2 parts, which we're going to call the A line and the B line. You have different locks for different parts. So the B line is the bottom half of the recipe up here, and that's locked until you reach the end of this first half of the recipe, allowing for the next stick and next plank to come in. On the back end here, we have locks for the sticks that are at the end of each line. So this one right here, which is only locked for the first little bit of the recipe, prevents the last stick of the first row to flow in the system. And then the second one is locked all the way until you reach 8, and then it will allow for that last stick to flow in. And then finally, we have this last guy that's just our little trigger for crafting the actual recipe, which ultimately flows down into this hopper. The more interesting recipe on here is our sign crafter. Honestly, it's because it just looks nice. So what this guy has is 2 of our splitters. One is a 2-way splitter plus overflow, and then the second one is just a 3-way splitter that allows for this really cool shape. So I'll go ahead. So walking through this, it takes 29 items in total to craft your sign. Of those 29 items, 27 are going to make your planks, and then 2 are going to make your stick. And so how this guy works is the first 2 are going to get held here, and they'll ultimately go down into this stick crafter. And then the other 27 go into this chest here, which, why are we using a double chest if we only need 27? It's because we were extending this to allow room for this second splitter, which again adds some really cool symmetry. This splitter here has 3 items because we're splitting across 3 separate channels. So all 27 items will flow into here and then into these crafters. It's important that they're all evenly set because we want this crafter to be the signal strength that will fire all 4 of these crafting recipes. Remember that crafters have the same behavior as instant dropper lines, so when this top row fires, this bottom row will also fire with the item's output from the top row. Then we have a little bit of hopper timing magic down here that allows for all 6 of the planks to get in before the stick gets in. Then these all sit into this smart crafter system right here that fires and crafts your signs. So thank you guys for watching, and if y'all have questions, make sure to comment down below. If you're looking for schematics on these, there is a GitHub repo linked down below with all of those schematic files in there. And without further ado, this is Negative Light signing out, and God bless y'all. Also say hi to the friend that helped build all this because he's flying in the background.